Oh yes, your ears do not deceive you, boys and girls. This is indeed a two-stroke in Monster Energy Supercross the Game 3. We currently have Rick Johnson riding his factory CR250. Rick and a handful of other pros, which you can see right here, are all from the upcoming Legends DLC pack. And as you can see, we have a good handful of available pros from this upcoming DLC. Now, these are the pros that are currently available to us, but that doesn't mean that Milestone can't add more down the line. I think it'd be awesome to see all kinds of different riders. Right off the top of the head, you think Ricky Carmichael and probably someone like Ryan Villapoto. I'm interested as to what you guys would love to see in an upcoming DLC as far as Legends go. Who are some of your favorite Supercross riders from the past that you'd love to get a chance to play as? I gotta say, as a two-stroke fan, it's really awesome to be riding a two-stroke in a modern Supercross game. Now, I've only ridden it on this old Anaheim track, but I'm really excited to take it on some of the modern tracks that we have. After riding a lot of bikes in this game, I gotta say that the two-stroke is a really snappy bike. It has the power close to a 450, but really good in air qualities and ground handling like a 250. Milestone went all in with the retro feel here in this vintage Anaheim. You can see that there's some VCR grain floating in the air throughout the whole time you're on the race. Something you could say is really cool about that is when you first start out the level, there's this VCR kind of wipe that goes down the screen that really brings the retro vibe full circle. As you can tell, they did a fantastic job remodeling the bike. The bike and rider look phenomenal in game, and it's so awesome to see that retro style Honda and the retro style Fox kit. Milestone is guilty of messing up two-stroke pipes in the past, whether they put the wrong pipe on a bike or just the wrong size of pipe on a bike, and this time they definitely nailed it. So just a quick rundown of all the current riders available in the Legends DLC pack. We got Tim Ferry on the Monster Energy Kawasaki 450. We got James Stewart here on his legendary Kawasaki Factory 450. We got Davey Millsaps on his Rocky Mountain KTM. Of course, Ricky Johnson on his Factory Edition Honda CR250. And then we got Grant Langston over here on his Yamaha Factory YZ450. You knew if I had Stu in the game, I had to run some laps on arguably one of the best Supercross riders in history. We got Stu out here on his Factory Kawasaki KX450F. Once again, we're running on this vintage Anaheim track, just putting in some laps against my Ghost and the Ricky Johnson Ghost that I had put up. You can definitely tell the difference between the two-stroke and the four-stroke. I mean, obviously, there's a difference, but since we finally have a two-stroke hands-on in this game, it's a noticeable difference. Like I stated earlier, the 252 stroke feels nimble like a 250F, but a little more bottom and top end than the 250F does in this game. Now, I don't know if Milestone went through and tried to get some sort of dynos for the older Kawi that James is obviously on, but this Kawasaki feels really good. James's bike is fantastic. It's really fast. I like it more than the Kawi that came in the game. And honestly, it just kind of makes me wonder. I'm going to have to go back through and try out all the pros bikes because I want to know how much different than they are than the bikes that came originally in the game. Something we did figure out is that you can't pick the pros bikes for your own custom character. The only option we're going to be able to have is to pick the pro themselves. I would have loved to make a series where I rode the vintage two-stroke against the pros, but we may have to make a series where Ricky Johnson makes his return on his bike and sees how the two-stroke does against the modern 450s. So just like Ricky Johnson's bike, and I'm sure all the other pro bikes, an incredible amount of detail went into replicating the way that these bikes look from the time that they are. Like I said, I'm not 100% positive what year this is. I'm guessing it's 06, but if you guys want to let me know in the comments you see a specific sticker or a sponsor that James had during that time that says to you, no, it's this year, let me know in the comments. I'm totally interested. Like I was saying, these guys got a lot of information to make some pretty accurate detail for these legends in this DLC pack, even so much so as to going back and getting the older style TI4 Pro circuit exhaust that James would have been running during that time versus just using one of their modern exhausts that they have already modeled in the game. So kudos to Milestone for going a little bit into it, making sure that there was some depth to their Legends pack. Honestly, I gotta say, Milestone's done a great job with their DLC for this game. It kind of feels a little bit more like stuff that fans of the sport would be enjoying as opposed to things that they think that we want. If you're interested in getting any of this DLC, it'll be available very soon on all the platforms Monster Energy Supercross is available on. Thanks for checking out the video. Have a great rest of your day.